So,
Just...
I mean, yeah, I was kind of waiting, so I wouldn't have to repeat myself. So I talk to the house.
Yeah.
I tell it I love it, and that I'll be back in a few hours, and that it's my favorite place. And I tell it good night. Just, I want this house to know how loved it is, so that way, if ghosts happen, the house might work with me a bit. Anyway, I have started saying, like, every time I leave the house, unintentionally, I'm like, let's get this road on the show. And I'm like, and then I continue talking out loud to myself, saying, like, but why are you making dad jokes to your house? And why are you still talking out loud about it? So this is how I am doing.
I mean, I can't say anything. I still look at Axis and go, it's a Castlevania joke, you see?
I did, in the midst of talking to myself / the house, I was like, I did. I was like, it was the 80s, you see?
Well, it's funny. So, like, I've been playing a lot of Vampire Survivors, which is a Castlevania joke, you see. And so, like, I'll see something and I'll giggle about it, and Axis will be looking at me like, "What are you laughing at?" So I'm like,
"It's a Castlevania joke, you see." Hi, everybody.
Greetings. Stay a while and listen.
How's it going?
So yeah, I'm playing Chrono Trigger. I play this once a year, and it's time. It's time. We must play this game.
It's the Chrono Trigger time. Yeah.
I just love this game. So we got Pin and Barbara and Cirque in chat already. Hello everyone. I hope you're having a fantastic evening. Penn had a snow day yesterday. We had snow in North Carolina.
Just not here.
Just not here, and not a lot.
I mean, I could say that about a lot of things in North Carolina.
They had some in where Amber's at, and not a lot, but her son was like frustrated that like we had snow and they're not even running on a delay. And Amber's like, I really just wanted to be like, yeah, back in my day. She's like, how many times do you get to pull a when I was your age car? Like, especially on this, because, like, yeah, I remember going to school.
I'm on both ways in the snow. Hey.
Rowan.
Sir.
Don't scratch at the door frame. Sir, come here. But, like, I remember literally standing outside in freezing rain waiting for the bus. Mm-hmm. I got to school and I was caked in a thin layer of ice. And they were dead set on still having school that day until the freezing rain knocked out the HVAC system and there was no heat. And they're like, now we got to send everyone home. And I'm like, you made me stand outside for almost an hour because like the buses were late because it's freezing rain, so they had to go real slow, and like that's what you're doing, and it's like you just send us home. I was in middle school, so like early teen. I'm like I was just like I hate you all.
So we weren't actually allowed into the school until the bell rang, but like the bus got us there like 30 minutes early, and so we're all waiting outside. And this was in high school. So I'm in San Antonio, Texas, and we are getting flurries. It's cold enough to have flurries, and I don't enjoy the cold, but you know, it was fine because it was just flurries. Everyone else is freaking the fuck out. And we almost did not have school because the power would not come on. And I was just like, how?
I just, you know.
I mean, I was a little mad that they did get the power on and we had class anyway. but
So when we were in school, like, especially in middle school, like, we would get to school, we couldn't go to our classrooms until school started. So, like, we had to stay in the cafeteria. And so, like, that was
man, you got to stay inside.
Right? You had a fridge. It's that scene from Deadpool. You had a dishwasher. And it was just like... But it was the only time that all 3 grades were in the same place. So it was just a fucking nightmare the entire time.
Yeah.
Rowan, what are you doing? Come here.
Kitty boy. What is it, buddy?
I want dinner, but Dad's making me wait until after the stream.
Because you were an insufferable asshole.
Because you are an insufferable asshole.
I didn't say are, I said were.
I'm saying are.
Come here. Say hi
Hoping
to
the roads
the
will be
internet.
icy for at least a couple of days in the upcoming months. I need some extra days off. I mean, the sad thing is I have to work from home, so, like, I don't get days off.
I mean, you do. Technically, you could if the local schools are canceled.
Yes, technically the local schools are canceled. The
Technically,
office is closed, but, like...
there's still shit to do.
Yeah. Hi, what are you doing?
Showing my butt to the whole internet.
Yep.
You know what'll cheer y'all up? My
Cat butt.
butt.
I mean...
I was speaking for him.
I was about to...
Not
like,
me.
I'm about to say,
I have a traumatic butt hematoma. It's not cheering up anybody.
It's mostly healed. It's been years.
Got a lumpy butt.
I mean, I have no butt. No butt at all.
Yeah. My grandfather suffered from no ass at all. I don't think I ever saw him wear a belt. It was just suspenders all the time because he had no ass at all.
Yep.
So it's a very serious affliction. Atelier, welcome. So last night we had the dress rehearsal before the dress rehearsal, where we're not actually dressing for the official dress rehearsal because we did it last night. Trying to coordinate with a photographer for like our, which I ended up holding my breath a whole lot while dealing with that.
What do you think, son?
Because she started taking pictures as I was changing out one mask for the other. And so, like, I can't. So I'm just holding my breath, waiting for her to finish taking these damn pictures.
Gundam pilot syndrome, the distinct laugh. I am a Gundam pilot. Except I'm not an angsty teenager. I was an angsty teenager. Angst.
I mean, I'm still angsty. I'm just not a teenager about it. Well, unless you count some of the weird hormonal shit that my body's been doing lately. Excuse me.
So the creator of Evangelion is a co-writer on the next Gundam. Oh, that's gonna be something.
Huh.
That's.
I don't know much, but I know enough.
Get in the damn robot, Shinji. Gundam Wing pilots were all They were. Every single one of them was neurodivergent. Every single one of them. And I'll be damned if anyone's just like, neurodivergency suddenly spiked with this. No, it was in our fucking media.
It's like Sam. It's been there the whole time.
What are you doing, son?
Apparently, I found the good spot to scratch. Yeah. That's the ticket. I found a recipe earlier for a cookie called cat's tongue. Haha, I win.
Alright, I gotta do a drinking I love this. Special Jurassic pork soup. This is a drinking game. Like in the original, like you're drinking. It's a drinking contest.
I mean, I'm really good at those.
I do love how So everyone says that it's Marl. I've always pronounced it Marley.
Meh. I think it would be more if it was Merle and you were saying Merly, then like I'd look at you like the fuck, but Marley sounds better than Marl.
I mean, the only problem is doing it, everyone's like, Bob Marley was there.
Okay, I might have to check that out because I love SpongeBob. Like, a lot. Actually, the last time I was at my sister's, we were talking about SpongeBob because I used a reference that apparently she didn't get. And I was like, excuse me? You watched it every day. But I didn't really like it.
Hero was autistic, Duo was ADHD, Tro had PTSD, Quattro was psychic, and Woofa had... I mean... Tro had PTSD, and he was also, there was another antisocial, like he was, there's something on the autism spectrum where it's like you really can only make friendships with like one or two people. Mm-hmm. Because like that was Troa, because it's like he had friends in the circus and that was it. Yeah, soup doesn't give you hangovers. Unless you're having that good soup.
So I will be.
Having that good soup?
Well, maybe. Depends on how much courage I need for the concert. I will be next to Jennifer, who is the older woman that's latched on to me. Mm-hmm. She's like 72 or something. I'm very proud of her journey becoming an ally and really excited to talk to me about things. And she was thinking about me all through the election. And so I will be next to her, which I haven't been for a while, and she's very excited.
Libet just side-eyed something, and I have no idea what she's side-eyeing in reference to. She missed the part where Jess said their butt cheers people up.
I said that in Rowan's, but I was speaking for the cat. My butt cheers no one up.
Prehistoric whiskey. There's an article that goes around Reddit all the time. It's the timeline of Irish inventions.
Okay.
And it's always, notice the 300-year gap after whiskey was invented. And I'm like...
It's because it was so good, they didn't need another one.
I'm not saying, it's like, I get where you're trying to make the like, all they did was, like, they did, but...
Oh,
Autism,
yeah.
two friends, and personally tactics. Well, I mean, there's a name for it. I don't remember what it's called. But like, that was something Troa had, because Troa wasn't really friends with the other Gundam pilots. He just kind of associated, like, I think the closest you could say he was friends with Hiro, but like, Hiro was friends with nobody. Hiro was the type of neurodivergence, like, I don't have friends. Because I'm an insufferable twat.
I've known a few of those in my life. One of them's in jail for a very long time. Well, prison for a very long time. But I see you a little bit. You're valid. It's cool.
Like, I've never really had a very large friend circle. And my parents always wondered about that because, like, my brother had a ton of friends growing up. I had, like, less than 10. That, you know, but like I was with them all the time. And so they're like, you know, wonder, you know, like why is, it's like, yeah, it's not at all that I'm probably neurodivergent at all. Is it, Steve?
All the way up until she died, Mom was talking about, like, my ability to form friendships and relationships and for them to be long lasting and all of this stuff. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about until I sat down and I thought about it. I was like, oh yeah. So most of our friends were really my friends because I was the one putting in the work. Also, apparently, I have charisma. Which is bullshit.
I mean, 3 to 4 was the intended MM ship for those two. Every pilot had an intended male-female ship. There was a lot of that was discussed. Like, I had a friend in high school who believed that in the Japanese version of Gundam Wing, Hiro and Duo were having sex. I'm like, A, they're 15. Granted, at the time, we were 15. So it didn't seem that unethical to sexualize, but she was very insistent, mostly because that's what she wanted it to be. She wanted hot twink gay sex.
I mean, yeah.
I mean,
this is not an
I guess.
inappropriate thing to want.
College was when I had the most friends, and I perpetually felt like I was annoying. I mean, I still feel like... No, but they were designed as a ship, yes. But they never actually... But, like, no one in Gundam Wing hooked up. The one
because
true
they
pairing...
Were 50.
Yeah, the one true pairing for Hiro was supposed to be Relina, because, like, that's the whole thing. He couldn't bring himself to kill her, even though... He threatened to do it and tried to do it on at least 5 occasions. There's
the whole, like, enemies to lovers thing, but, like, if it's like a consistent and it's not shifting then like
Well,
maybe
okay, so
don't.
Hero's whole thing was like he had a mission to follow for the colonies to avoid the operation that they were going to do. The plan was they were going to do Operation Meteor, which they were going to drop the colonies on Earth and just wipe out Earth.
Okay, so his OTP was with the mission.
Yes. And so he's like, I'm going to do everything I can to prevent that from happening by doing the other missions they want us to do by having the Gundams take over Earth. And that's a gross oversimplification of the plot of Gundam Wing. But one of his hurdles in that is Relena Peacecraft, a young noble woman whose idealism is like, we can shift to total pacifism. Like her whole thing was
Peacecraft.
total pacifism. And
that only works if there's something behind.
Yes, and so like every time she popped up, is like Hero's like, I've got to kill her, and like he's pointed a gun at her no less than like 5 times, and he just never manages to pull the trigger. In fact, so every Christmas I post on various social medias a picture of Sonic the Hedgehog in a house with a Christmas tree and Tails peering in. Like, it's my holiday. There's a new meme that has hit, and I'm like, I love this so much more. The Gundam Wing movie Endless Waltz is set at Christmas. It's supposed to be Christmas Eve. It's a Christmas Eve rebellion. So like we have entered an era of total peace where they have dismantled all of these giant humanoid tanks, and we're no longer in conflict with any nation on Earth or in the colonies. And like the Gundams were set to be destroyed, and then lo and behold, one organization pops up. It's like, we've still got human tank weapons, and we're going to take over. And now that you don't have weapons, there's nothing you can do about it. So fuck you. And so the Gundams come back, and
that's what the militia people are actually counting on.
And there's one bit where
no parallels at all.
The leader of this is the daughter of one of the main characters who died in the series. And he was someone who actually probably could have united everyone under one banner. It was under a militaristic banner, but he could have done it. Like, he was charismatic, people actually liked him. He was kind of a dick, but he was a dick in reasonable ways, for the most part, and then he died. And so this is his daughter, and she's like, I should take over simply for virtue of whose dick I shot out of. And she's too young and being manipulated by her advisors. There's a whole lot of stupidity.
Yeah.
But they have an army of these mobile suits, and they're like, oh, even the Gundams can't stand in our way. And so Wing Zero, which is Hero's angelic-looking mobile suit that has a giant fucking cannon as a weapon. Like, this is a gun that has taken out a colony. He shot through a colony with it. And so, like, he's sitting there going, so, I want to verify your shelter defenses are accurate, are engaged, right? It's like, yes, your shelter shield is impenetrable, you say. Copy that. And proceeds to fire. And blows a hole in it. Doesn't actually reach the building that they're in. It just hits the shield. And he's like, I can do it again. And they're like, oh, we didn't know he could do that. Because it's such a big gun, every time he shoots it, it actually does damage to his mobile suit. So he's just like, he ends up blowing up his own mobile suit to destroy the shelter shield. And then he crash lands and crawls in and he's like, I could kill you now. And they're like, okay, maybe we have lost this war. But there's a picture of Wing Zero in the sky pointing, and it's like, it's not Christmas until your shelter shield has been dismantled by Wing Zero. And I'm like, that's my new holiday meme. That's my new holiday meme. Sorry for the long rant while we're standing here in the forested area. But like, I had to. Relena's a lot more complicated than that, and she's absolutely fucking nuts. And her character was. It's so easy to, just distill it to either she's the love interest or she's the peace. She's the one going. But like, She's the only one who actually understands any of the Gundam pilots. She gets all of them. Like, I don't think she's had too much screen time with all of them, but, like, she gets Hero, even Hero, who's, like, pointed a gun at her. She's like, I get where you're coming from on it. Like, you know, if I were in your shoes, I'd be in the same spot. And, you know, that says a lot for a character. But, like, yeah, it was, Oh, you have a lot of HP. I was expecting you to not have as much HP as that. And now you breathe fire. I was about to say, now you should be dead. Like, honestly. Isla has no text. Okay, well... I think this is gonna not do damage to you because you're gold at the moment. Oh no, it will. Boom.
I feel like that attack was just a bitch slap.
I mean, I love how, so the two of the ladies in this game have ranged weapons. She's got a laser gun. Marley has a crossbow. And they actually gave them unique animations that if the enemy is too close, instead of acting like they shoot them, they just hit them with a melee weapon that they don't actually have. So Luca has a hammer somewhere that she hits people with, and Marley just beats them with the butt of the crossbow. Like, okay.
I mean, Pen, have I mentioned lately that I love you because...
I had this like 5-minute rant about really inconsistent loss of agency over the course of this year. Yes.
Yeah.
Also, by Endless Waltz, she's renounced both the Peacecraft name and... Yeah, by Endless Waltz, she's like, hey, idealism gets us nowhere. Like...
Idealism does get us places as long as it's tempered and focused.
That's because like the rest of the series. It's
not a broad stroke kind of deal.
Yeah, the rest of the series was very much blind. Like the whole thing was blind. Idealism gets you nowhere.
I mean, it might still get you somewhere, just not the place you want to go. Something, runaway train, never coming back. I hate being that guy, but I am that guy, where it's like, I know how to play that on my bass.
Oh God, I was with Libet this weekend, and one of the things it was a TikTok of like, someone says something, and it's basically part of the sentence is like lyrics to a song, and then your mind instantly goes to the song. It's like, where's my stuff? Oh, it's over to the left. In a box to the left. And it's just, like, shit like that.
Yep.
And
that is...
Libet's like, this is me. And I'm like, yeah, it's all of us.
Yeah.
Except for me, it's not just music. It's any fucking meme or media or...
Hence why I was in there going, here's a fun fact, you made out with your sister.
Yeah, we're so you can't see them, but I've been hanging Christmas lights to actually get in a more festive-y mood, and we've got one more set to put up, but like...
It's a lie. When he shuts it off, it's total mood lighting. He is... Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, you're not wrong. It could be wonderful mood light. I do fucking love bubble lamps. I don't know how many of you are familiar with these. bubble lamps. Like, yeah, we get the broken. Okay. These are totally from my childhood. So, you know, the 80s, the before times. You've got, like, these are just plain white ones. Normally they have, like, red and green colored bases and various colored liquid inside of them.
Which he does have some.
Which I do have those too, but I love these. These are just plain white, and they've got glitter inside them. And so the bulb heats it up, and you get little bubbles, and it causes all the stuff inside to move around, much like that. And so, yeah, this could totally be mood lighting, you know, for all of those sexy parties I have down in my basement. You know, my sexy basement parties.
I just see Stewie. Sexy dance parties. Just nerdier and in the basement.
I mean, not wrong. Stop throwing people at other people.
Am I really mean for COVID? The continuing pandemic that nobody wants to acknowledge. I would need for the numbers to drop significantly because I miss parties. I might be the only one out of the immediate group that misses parties, but I do.
Sorry, I just got a text from Phil, and he's like, because I sent him that X-Men video, and he's like, my sister really did have a hard-on for Scott, and I'm like, I never thought I could not think of your sister as hot, but Scott, really?
Yeah.
I mean, granted, 90s Scott hit different than...
I don't know, I've never liked Scott.
In the 90s, before he became a massive dick, I
didn't like him then either.
I liked him better than Wolverine. I always thought Wolverine was just an ass.
Yes. But then I grew up, and it turns out that, like, apparently I have a thing about assholes. Because my OTP is Frost Iron, so like.
Well, I'm sitting here going.
Got 2 brands of asshole there.
I really feel like the phrasing "I have a thing for assholes" just seems like it could also be a.
Speaking of hitting different.
Oh.
Anyway. But yeah, no, I never liked Scott. I didn't love Wolverine, but like, whatever. I was definitely just more into all the female and feminine coded characters, much more. Like Mystique, I will never not think Mystique is hot.
I mean, yeah.
And I don't care what form she's in.
I've said it before, like, my sexual awakening with Psylocke. Psylocke hitting on Scott. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, this is welcome to puberty.
You have never heard this. You will have never heard this. I definitely had posters of Jonathan Taylor Thomas in my bedroom.
You know, I can't say anything. Jonathan Taylor Thomas was not an unattractive teenager.
Very cute. I don't love that he went to do more or less mission work after. But hey, I'm glad he decided to take care of him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely... Admittedly, that was the appropriate one for me to have. It's complicated. My mom never wanted me to be queer, even though she was queer, because she was queer and she knew how hard it could be.
Yeah. And yes, Emma Frost was a homewrecker. I mean, Emma Frost was a homewrecker for most of her run. It wasn't until they finally killed Jean for any appreciable length of time then...
Jean was one of...
Yeah.
If I could have Jean and Mystique together... Done.
I mean,
Your car is named Lady Grey.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Redheads. I have a weakness for redheads.
I need to re-dye my hair before that comes out. Sorry.
That sounded almost like a threat.
No.
Like, I have a thing for redheads. I need to re-dye my hair.
No, I mean, just the same color. I need to refresh it, but redheads, and I was thinking, the first time, when I initially started dyeing my hair, I was dyeing it red. Like natural red in high school. And that upset Mom. She wanted me to be able to express myself, and like, coloring my hair was better than doing drugs, in her opinion, which is fact.
I mean, depends on the drugs.
But she had a nightmare when I was a baby that there was a house fire, and she was running to get me out of my crib, and when she scooped me up, and she ran outside, she looked down at me, and it wasn't me, it was a Raggedy Ann doll. So dyeing my hair red was just like putting Mom on like this base level, like slightly elevated anxiety that she always had. And every time I dye it like red, like fire engine red, I'm sitting there like, Mom would fucking hate that.
You gotta fight little weevils. Evil weevils.
Evil weevils. Evil we evil.
I feel like there's some sort of like Wile E. Coyote joke that can be made here, but
but it's it's something.
hit with the hammer. Jump in the hole, Chrono. I hate these guys so much. So much. That's not who I wanted to actually use that on, but okay.
It looks like its original design was like symmetrical. The pointy ends, round center, and then just like threw a mouth on it.
I mean, now I gotta beat the crap out of him as fast as possible before he electrocutes the shit out of me. There we go. They are weak to lightning. They're weak to lightning, or the evil weevil's weak to lightning? I know the big green guys are. I assume everything in the past is weak to lightning because that's just, you know.
Aloes are very weird.
What are weird?
Aloes?
Like aloe vera?
No. There's like... Oh god, why am I blanking on words? Allosexual. And
Oh, okay.
yeah. The mainstream.
Alright, yeah, I gotta napalm him while I can. I love how he just stands there like, argh!
Yeah. And then shows his ass as he dies.
I mean,
Like, yes.
the opposite of okay.
I can't.
I mean, yeah, like my sexual awakening was a fake person. Like I feel like that should say something.
I mean, my first queer crush was on my gym teacher, so I don't know that I'm doing much quote unquote better.
One of my favorite characters, Yumi, has two popular ships for one with Katori and the other with AI. To quote someone, some of aces write a lot of monster porn because sex is so weird. It might as well have something. I mean, you're not wrong. Like,
Valid. It's valid. Anyone interested? Bellhaven, Scottish ale. Delicious.
I'm sorry, just the sex is weird. The tentacles in it. If anyone's interested, like, are we gonna start hawking Bad Dragon merchandise? Bad Dragon, if you want me as a sponsor, I honestly don't think I could. Your stuff scares me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. No, I'm not actually sorry about that. Just my brain.
I gotta kill the shit take. I can't not do that. I don't know what's wrong with me. Shiitake. Nope, it's a shit take.
I mean, kind of. I actually really don't like the taste of shiitake. But I'm fine with a whole bunch of. I'm fine with mushrooms in general, but shiitake, there's just something in that flavor that is off-putting to me. So, yeah, shit take. Unfortunately, my first trip to a Vietnamese restaurant included, I ordered this soup, this noodle soup, because it was like November or something, and I was like, fuck yeah. And I can't remember what the name of it was. It was like a seasonal pho. Anyway, it had both leeks and shiitake mushrooms in it, and I was like, I hate both of these things, and I did not finish my dinner. Had some crackers when I got home.
Crackers.
It was like the one vegan place on our side of town. We were meeting with a vegan friend and their partner or fuck buddy. I don't know.
I guess you need some motivation. Yes, lizard man. Yes, Ewok Ellen DeGeneres. you look like if I put a tape cassette in your back, you'll read me a bedtime story. So I just watched the episode of Make Some Noise where Pete Holmes was there, and Pete Holmes and Sam Reich have apparently been friends for a very long time, and Pete just loves to crack shit at.
I mean...
And it's like, there's a compilation video out of, like, just,
Lizard woman. Okay. We've been corrected.
Is Liza a woman? Really? Like, no shit.
Sometimes you get just grab by the horns.
Like, no, I'm Luca, Robo, rip her arms off. Asla, I feel like I've completely missed that dialogue. I am actually kind of sure I've learned something new about Chrono Trigger. This game is 30 fucking years old.
See, that's how you know it's true love, though, is there's always something new to discover.
Male reptites are purple.
See, if you weren't thinking about Jean Grey quite so much.
I'm actually kind of shook that I'm learning this. This is... Fuck! Fuck! That makes Asla's death actually... Like, I just thought it was a guy that was kind of a dick, but, you know... Because, especially in the Black Tyranno fight, like, because Isla's like, Isla tried to save, and it's like, okay, no, shit, fuck. The more you know, ladies and gentlemen, reptites are color-coded for gender that I never realized. That means the majority of the reptiles you fight are all female, because most of them are green that you get into fights with. But it makes sense, because in the past, it seems like the humans are run in a matriarchal society. Isla's the chief. She's the strongest. Makes sense.
Access.
Fuck. I am just... yeah. Not where I expected this night to go. is learning something new about fucking Chrono Trigger 30 fucking years later. I'm actually... I have not felt this mind blown in quite some time.
And I think you were high when it happened.
I
At
don't...
least the last one I was here for.
I don't remember what that was, but yeah, probably. But fuck.
Butt stuff, butt fuck.
But fuck.
Butt fuck.
Yeah, welcome to me being just broken. That's...
Older me had a crush on Nightcrawler.
I mean, modern me has a
Well, I am older me, but it hasn't waned, I guess I should say. But doesn't have the primacy that it did.
Yeah.
Bringing it back to Gundam Wing.
And I mean, all roads lead to Gundam Wing. I mean, not all, but like it was one of the late 90s, early 2000s, very formative anime for a lot of people.
I wouldn't know.
Flame kick! Drill kick!
I spent that time spending as much time away from home as I possibly could.
Asla! Miss Asla!
Hey, buddy. Yeah, you found the soft blanket. Do you also need the soft blanket for a minute?
I might need the soft
some
blanket.
grounding.
Might need to go sit under a weighted blanket for a little. My group of friends in college each had a pilot we identified with. Mine was Hero. I mean, from what I know of you, I get that. Honestly, I don't know who I would identify with most. Damn it, I'm short two horns or I'm short a horn and a feather. I can get a ruby gun.
In middle school, me and my closest friend group, we all were each of the Animaniacs, and somehow I ended up as Dot. Don't know. And then in high school, it's Powerpuff Girls. And I'm Bubbles.
Son, lay down. It should surprise no one. I turned out to be... I mean... Same.
Getting Bubbles was kind of like getting Baby Spice.
Right. I mean, I look at you and I think Buttercup.
That's kind of what I always saw myself as, but I was Bubbles. And I'm definitely much more like, let me go get my guillotine spice. Like,
Being obnoxious, drooling on everything. Gonna walk across Dad's lap again, because...
You need your nails trimmed, and I wish you would be still for me to do it.
No, no, do not want the cuddles. I'm purring incessant, but I do not want the cuddles. No,
It's a pretty kitty boy.
Yes, thank you, son. You don't have to jump across me every time. You could pick a side and just stay there.
Oh no, he needs to let me know that he is displeased with me by jumping on you. It's a very effective means of communication. Well, you tell Axis that I said.
Jump into the sphincter.
I mean, that is what the function of the sphincter.
To jump into?
No, the... I mean, I guess it depends on how adventurous you are. But no, just the opening, closing of an aperture. Functionally what a sphincter is. They got it right.
What you doing, Rowan?
Hi.
What? Did you find the soft blanket? Is your mind equally blown? That's something that's gonna stick with me for a while, because like that's
Screen cap it, whatever you gotta do. This is Broken Marauder.
yeah. This is what happens when you have kind of like not like an earth-shattering revelation, but like this is a surprise. Do people just come out of the closet? Hey,
Listen. In the words of Jimmy Neutron's dad, better out than in, I always say.
so I love this. We can go. So this is a village of monsters, and they worship who you think is the bad guy for most of the game. They worship Magus. And they don't like humans, obviously. You can go to the market here and be like, hey, nothing to sell to humans. It's like you can plead with them and they're like, teach them a lesson, boss. So you get into a fight with the shopkeeper and his lackey. And we're going to use Antipode. This is my favorite technique in any video game. I love this. Well, Antipode 2. Oh, you take no damage from that.
Oh, that's
Right.
unfortunate.
I mean, I think Antipode technically counts as dark tech, so, like, monsters tend to be resistant to that, so. But yeah, we kill the boss. We get 33 XP for walking into a guy's shop, murdering him. They got the boss? Beasts. Alright, I'll sell something to you. And he will sell something to us for ridiculously inflated prices. 16,000 gold for a weapon that
Is a piece of shit.
I am, 65,000 gold for my actual upgrade. But he's like, what, you think I'm going to cut my prices for you? No, I'm going to... Massive markup.
That feels, not to bring it back to X-Men, but it feels like a Magneto village.
This is Asteroid M. Magneto was...
And these are the X-Men that are trying to get through whatever. And everyone's in the village is resistant to dealing with their bullshit.
Will you sit down?
No.
Sit down.
He believes that what you need
Is a cat on my lap.
to cheer up
Is a butthole.
Is his butthole.
X-Men are pretty much scattered now. The current comic Cyclops' team operating out of Alaska. Rogue is leading a team in New Orleans. Kitty Pryde and Emma Frost pretty much just settled in Chicago. Only there's shelter under this red rock. Come under the shelter. I'll show you something different from either.
I'll show you something.
Magneto has actually been crippled now, losing control of his powers, and helping Cyclops stop his... I mean, they gotta depower Magneto as often as they can, because some bitch can flip-flop Earth's magnetic poles or just turn them off. Like... Alright, so he's got a hunk of red rock and a broken sword blade, and he's like, I'm gonna fix this shit. Hello, thank you for the grooming, son. Thank you.
You know what's gonna happen.
And Luca's like, I'm gonna get a cup of something, and I'm gonna cast spells at it. Because it's a 16-bit game and we only have so many frames of animation.
Man, I need to make a trip down to Charlotte soon. To see AJ and Luca is the connection. But like...
I've only got so many frames of animation. I need to go to Charlotte soon. Buy more frames of animation. At the animation shop.
In Charlotte, you see.
Yeah, I do love, this is what, Memories of the Wind? This is one of those songs that I could literally just sit and listen to and fall asleep. In fact, I've done it many times. Yeah.
I mean, there is actually an herb shop in Charlotte that I need to go to.
I'm dealing with some very unstable herbs.
South Harmon Institute of Technology.
You know, I have not watched that movie in forever because my ex loved it.
Oh no.
And I have not been able to watch it because she watched it so often that I'm like, I don't think I can watch it again.
Oh no, because I love that movie.
So do I.
Yeah, not a fan of that.
Nevertheless, what happened to
ask me about my wiener.
To Justin Long? Like, I don't feel like he's done much of anything.
Like it was Live Free or Die Hard, and then he vanished. I'm sorry. You killed a helicopter with a car.
Live Free or Die Hard was one of those that was just like...
It's an okay action movie if you just don't think about it as part of the Die Hard franchise.
Or you don't think about it as being...
correct.
Plausible in any way, shape, or form.
But Timothy Olyphant, so...
Timothy Olyphant.
I can forgive a lot for that man.
Same. That is my boyfriend.
Including his being bad guy in Girl Next Door.
Haven't seen it. And now I'm not going to because I don't like him as the bad guy. He's got to be the good guy.
We can watch Justified afterwards to make it better. But I need to make you watch this now. Because he's like a porn producer.
Okay, my interest is piqued. I go give my favorite character in gaming. So when I started seeing our therapist, one of the things she was like, a lot of people identify with fictional characters. I'm like, I guarantee you will not know any of the fictional characters that I will state in this. The fictional characters that I stated: Parn from Record of Lodoss War, Kenshin from Rurouni Kenshin,
Okay.
Frog from Chrono Trigger,
You know.
She was like, tell me about these characters. I'm like, they're all the same character. Not really. Very similar.
The core.
Yeah. They're all very, knight-esque characters. They have a code of conduct, a code of honor that they do not deviate from.
It's just you don't know about it.
You don't know about it, and they don't publish, but once you see them, you can start piecing together what would be in and out of character for them. Like, Kenshin doesn't kill people. That's his whole shtick. Like,
That he sticks to it. That's his thing.
Frog, his whole thing is, I have to get vengeance or justice, depending on how you're looking at it, for my best friend who I kind of allowed to die. Parn was a D&D character. Like, really, that's... he's your typical fantasy MC. Like, his backstory was, his father was a knight, a disgraced knight, got kicked out of the kingdom for going against orders is what they. But like, you find out that his dad basically had to do something that he couldn't be given an order to do. Like, the princess had been kidnapped by a tribal leader, and it's like if the king did anything, like, they'd end up going to war. So Parn's dad was like, well, I'm going to do this. I can go rescue her myself and just say that it was a rogue action, and, like, you can... He's like, you know that if you do that, I have to
exile you.
I have to exile. He's like, still, it saves... Because, like, at that point, like, the king was still young, and power was tenuous. So... But everyone just kind of believed that it was like, oh, he just did something stupid and got kicked out because your dad's just an idiot. And so Parn was like, my dad wasn't an idiot. I swear he was a... And, like, he spends his entire life trying to, prove that he and his dad both are not terrible. And then ends up getting into a fight with goblins that attack the village. And he kills a goblin. And they're like, you shouldn't kill the goblins. Now they're going to come back even angrier. It's like, who's going to kill a girl? The kid was innocent. And it's like, well, we're going to kick you out of the village because then maybe the goblins will show mercy on us. It's like, hey, they're goblins. They don't give a shit. They're going to come after you anyway. And then Parn realizes the goblins are moving because there's a bigger evil presence that's kind of spurring them on. And,
you know,
fantasy tropes. But, like, yeah. Like, I don't have... I didn't feel like I have, characters that had to, stick to a duty, or, try to stick to a code of honor, or defend their code of honor, or defend their actions, and no, that's not. Fuck, what was I trying to say when I was...
She never asked me that question.
Really?
Probably because that's how I relate things to people when I can't, find the exact word that I want. So I've definitely told her that I am a hybrid between,
No, just stay here.
Kaylee and River. And then, of course, Hulky Pie.
Yeah.
I just, there's no, one clear...
There was a comic universe called the Amalgam Universe where they took a Marvel character and a DC character and merged them together. So, you had Wolverine and Batman. It was like... It's stupid shit. And some of the characters that they picked were just weird combination. Captain America and Superman. So this character had a shield that was Superman.
There's too much All-American going on there.
Yeah. Dark Claw, that was the character's name. Dark Claw, yes. But it was Superboy and Spider-Man as another one, and that was just, you could have picked another,
Anyone.
Nightwing.
Yeah.
Nightwing and Spider, that would have been awesome. That would have made a ton more sense too. They combined Steve Trevor with the Punisher.
I just really feel like if I'm constantly an amalgamation, I really should have realized that I'm non-binary much sooner.
I'm not one thing or the other.
I'm a secret third thing.
I'm two great tastes that taste great together.
I'm
a Reese's cup.
I got the chocolate and the peanut butter. And I got my peanut butter and the chocolate.
Superboy with Ben Reilly, Superman with Captain America. Yeah,
But then there's something extra like pretzel, so I'm kind of more like a Take 5, really.
I am a Reese's Fast Break. I'm peanut butter, nougat, and chocolate.
I lived off of Fast Breaks for a while. Fast Break and Code Red. That's what I lived off of when I was working at PetSmart because they were in the store consistently.
I also really liked Nutrageous, the core of peanut butter with caramel and peanuts and chocolate. That was good. But Fast Break was just yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Fast Break was good.
Now I want a Fast Break. I haven't eaten dinner yet, so Jess and I were sitting here going, we should order something on the stream. It's there's nothing that we could eat on stream that wouldn't be super distracting. But now I'm sitting here going, fuck, I want.
I could go for a Nutrageous right now.
Right? Where's the nearest gas station? Are they open? Trying to get.
Yeah. It don't always be like that, but sometimes it do.
So this bit in the PS1 version. So Cirque was saying that they're used to this on the DS, and so there's animated cutscenes. This scene, because you've got Frog's theme playing. Frog's theme is one of my favorite pieces of music ever.
I know.
I fucking love this song. And I love this scene. It's Frog's I don't know how you did this, but you reforged this legendary sword that should not be reforgeable because it's lost to time. And I'm going to use it to go beat Magus. Are you with me? And everyone's yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, we're with you. And then we go...
I do like Frog a lot.
Oh, no! No! No, come back! No, where are you going? My friend, where did you go? Why did you leave me? I love the news. They're one of the most interesting creatures in all of fantasy gaming. They're creatures that can't kill you. But they are also the most powerful creature in the game. They have an ability that... they're one of the few characters or creatures in the game that have an ability that reduce your HP to 1. But that's the only attack they have.
I don't know that I identify with that as much as aspire to that.
Yeah. But so this scene has an animated cutscene in the PS1. Well, not this. This is more flashback. So this is Frog and Glenn when they were kids. So Glenn, as a little kid, was being picked on. Cyrus, who's a little bit older, his best friend, taller. Everyone's like, okay, yeah, we can't beat the tall kid. But Glenn was also, you're a marshmallow. That's how they describe it. It's like, he doesn't fight back. He doesn't want to fight. He doesn't want to hurt people. And then eventually Cyrus is like, I'm going to join the Knights. It's like, you should too. And Glenn's like, I can't. It's like, you're better with a sword than I am. Like, I don't think I can hurt someone. And he ends up being Cyrus's squire. And goes on an adventure to try to stop Magus. And Magus kills Glenn. Or kills Cyrus and turns Glenn into Frog. And that's when Glenn was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna kill people. He's like, nope, I gotta kill stuff.
I mean, I've been there. I'm very familiar with that switch being flipped. That flip being switched.
That flip being switched.
I mean, cackles inverse.
But yeah, like, Magus kills Cyrus, turns Glenn into a frog. Frog's like, okay, I've failed. But he's still, like, the hero medal finds him. And so he's like, well, maybe I should do this. But then he gives up on it again until Chrono shows up. He's like, fuck it, I'm going to go kill Magus. I'm going to go kill this, Piccolo amalgam.
Excuse me. The medal.
But so this bit has the animated scene where they're just standing there. Chrono's like, okay, yeah, you want the sword? Here it is. And Frog's like, you know what? Fuck it. Time to embrace destiny. I gotta go kill a man.
Excuse me, I have to see a man about dismembering him.
And then that was just the most badass thing that I had ever seen as a kid. And then it's like, okay, cool. Motherfucker cuts a mountain in half.
Yeah, that's my thing. It's like, hot damn, dude.
He's like, sorry. I needed to, adjust geography.
Yeah.
But now I gotta go back because Frog hasn't technically learned magic yet. And all of these enemies are weak to magic, and you have to make sure you have learned magic in order to do the magic.
It's like, hey, your mountain trick was real cool, but I need to take you to school for a few days.
Yeah, I gotta go have you talk to a guy who shapeshifts. Which is in itself hilarious. Specchio is just one of those characters that is just ridiculous. And I had seen it before, but I completely forgot about it. There is a hidden form of Specchio that most people don't see. Because if you play the game the way most people, especially like your first time playing, you're going to be a certain level when you reach Specchio. And it wasn't until people started doing speed runs where they were trying to get to a certain part, they were trying to get through the game as fast as possible, where you're skipping as many of these fights, that people realized, hey, this guy's got a different form. And so it's like, if you reach this character at a early enough level, like this is the level that, or this is the form most people see.
Yeah.
But he actually has a one of the little tiny frogs that we just saw in the forest. He has a form that looks like that, but it's blue. And so, like, if you're like, I think under level 10, I think is what it is when you come here. That's what he looks like, and like most people never see it. Keru means frog, to return, to transform, or to succeed or take over. I didn't realize that he was a triple pun. He's a triple threat kind of guy. Scalpel. Frog, learn how to use magic. So fortified with magic. You want to try it out? It's like, yeah, sure. Let's.
I'm Jose Canseco.
I'm Jose Canseco.
Yeah, no, I definitely, yeah, I kind of identify with that. I also, frogs are my favorite animal, and have been forever, and now it seems especially fitting. I really need to get the tank your parents gave me set up so I can get a dwarf frog. I've just been holding off on it because I might just have to dump the gravel and get new gravel, because trying to clean that is a nightmare. Done it before. Don't want to do it again, really. Not my favorite. I had 2 African dwarf frogs when I was in college, working at PetSmart. I named one Gemini. My sister named one Orange Yellow. And we had just done, like, a thorough cleaning and, like, switching out the water and all of the generally monthly tests you need to do. And we did not get the pH right or something, because I was sitting on the toilet, go into the bathroom like you do, and watching my frogs die in front of me.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I didn't love that. It's not
in
the
Japan,
best
frog
ever.
amulets are supposed to be good luck for journeys because Keru means return. Interesting.
I will add that to my ash, because ash wood is actually also like a
good omen of returns.
Safety and journeying, and I actually have some in my jean jacket pocket because I took it with me when I went to go see Cass. It's actually matches, because matches are generally made out of ash. Fun facts.
But yeah, so we're almost out of time for the stream. I don't really have much time to continue onward. So, like, but yeah.
Let's hang out with the vibe for a minute.
I'm still really fucking surprised that I learned something.
And the vibe is just...
The vibe. Like, really, what?
Excuse me.
Chrono Trigger released March 11th, 1995. In 4 months, this game will be 30 years old. And I am still learning shit about it. And I play it, give or take, once a year. Like...
Yeah.
Because this is...
You have every year since I've done you.
This is one of those games that I fully say, this is how you can classify video games as an art form. This is a perfect accumulation of everything. You've got fantastic visual art, you've got fantastic music, you've got, you know, the writing and the story, while it's, you know, fairly tropey by today's standards, like...
In 95, that was...
In 95, like, this shit, this time travel to me makes far more sense than half of the shit they tried to explain in the Back to the Future franchise.
Okay.
Because to me, even at this age, I feel Back to the Future 2 was fucking pointless. We have to go to the future and, you know, change the, like, you change the future by learning from the past. Like...
Yeah, it's... Also, then it's not Back to the Future anymore. It is Return to the Present.
Yeah.
I
get Back to the Future 3, going back into the Wild West. That, you know...
I mean,
aside
for
from
what it was.
Aside from the time machine train at the very end, that just,
that was a lot.
That was a lot to take in. But they couldn't kill Doc Brown, and I get that. And I don't want to...
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need no roads.
Which, like, hey, we introduced this, and then we completely remove it.
Yeah.
Like, halfway through the movie. Like, okay.
Yeah. Whatever. The first one was the best one.
Yeah. But, like, the time travel to this made so much sense to me. It, like, it gave me a very good grasp of, like, temporal cause and effect. Because this was the game that I learned. So, you know, it has certain treasure chests that if you activate the treasure chest in one time period, but don't open it, and go into the future, you get a stronger piece of equipment if you open it in the future while activating it in the past. Because, like, you get a pendant that allows you to do some time travel-y shit. So, like, if you expose the treasure chest to the magic of the pendant, go into the future, you get higher quality armor because you have caused it to evolve by your actions in the past. Then you can still go back to the past and get the weaker version of the armor. So you've got... Because they're all, like, elemental stuff. So, like, you can get a ruby vest, which halves fire damage.
Yeah.
Or you can go into the future and get ruby mail, which absorbs fire damage. So it's like you still get very useful pieces of armor that are limited in quality or quantity. And so, like, that kind of gave me a lot of cause and effect. And, like, there were some things that's like, I did this in the past, meaning I now can't do this in the future.
Yeah.
And, yeah. But, like, this is one of those games, like, and I tried to get Amber to play it, but she's not much of a gamer. But, like, this is one that I feel, if you want to play a game and you want to get into the video games are art, this is where you can start. It's a very approachable game. You can beat it in, like, less than 20 hours with a guide. Like, we live streamed it for charity in, like, just over 12 hours. Like, we did it. So, like, I play this game. Sadly, it's not available many places, and so therefore you must pirate it, but...
Wink's as good as a nudge to a blind bat, eh?
Hopefully one day it'll get a remaster version, maybe like Octopath Traveler or something, but yeah. But anyway, thank you for tuning into the stream. I hope you've enjoyed watching me get my mind blown, learning that a villain that I thought was male was female. And it's... What also gets me is, there's a character... This was my first exposure to a trans character.
Yeah.
There's a character in Magus's army named Flea that presents as female, and like, I'm a man. And it's like, beauty is power, and I'm very beautiful. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, gender is not something you care about at all, and you're kicking my ass. Let me be okay with that. Except I wasn't okay with them kicking my ass. I did take offense to that. I took that personally. Mostly because I needed to kill Magus. And they were standing in my way. I had to avenge Frog. Because I identify with the little fucker. Anyway.
Thanks for joining tonight's stream.
Welcome.
My being weird has just been eclipsed. I'm not mad about it. It's fine.
It doesn't happen often, but sometimes I gotta be like, look, I'm gonna be fucking weird for a minute. I gotta beat up on the trans character, not because they're trans, but because they're stopping me from killing the villain who is the antagonist of the character I most identify with. Okay, yeah, I'm neurodivergent. Fuck. But I didn't...
Welcome.
I didn't, like... I wasn't sitting here going, for any of my childhood, going, yeah, I'm not ADHD. I never thought that. I never thought, I'm not ADHD. I'm like, I'm fucking weird. I'm probably ADHD, but not as bad as some people. But, you know, I'm probably register on that somewhere.
Yeah, I had no clue, really, that I was neurodivergent. Because I just assumed everybody approached life the same way I did. And I think being homeschooled in that, like, half of 7th grade through 8th grade period of time was pretty formative in that. Because I was the only one functioning that way. So I got to high school and I was like... Pfft. Also, then there's the, you know, test design for AMAB people and,
yeah.
You know. But yeah, I had no fucking clue. It was a surprise to me. Shouldn't have been. Because apparently my mom and my grandma knew.
Yeah.
Thanks for not telling me.
But yeah.
Anyway.
Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. We'll be back next week, same hat time, same hat channel, Wednesday 7:30 Eastern, with another live stream. If I do have to cancel or postpone for any reason, I will post about it in the Discord, so check that out in the video description.
And I will update you with any and all the ways I embarrassed myself at the concert on Saturday.
Yes. We're gonna go see it, so, you know, I might take pictures and post them on the Discord.
You will.
I will.
Please don't.
I will do it.
You will.
I am
Please
a terrible
don't.
human. I will do it. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Hopefully I'll get back to Unicorn Over. As you can hear, I'm still kind of coughing a little bit, but it's gotten a lot better.
It has.
So hopefully I can get back into recording within the next week or so. Mostly because I bought Unicorn Overlord for one of my closest friends, and he is so excited about it. He sent me so many messages about it. I'm like, I want to keep playing this game. So
yeah.
Hopefully I can get back into that. But hopefully next week. We'll see. But yeah, anything else? I think that's it.
I think so.
Yeah. So
I have therapy tomorrow if any of y'all care.
I have it on Friday, so you know.
Hey.
So yeah, I mean, take care of yourselves. Try to stay warm.
Stay warm, please.
It's cold out there. It's cold every morning. Welcome to Groundhog Day. Fuck. Anyway, take care.
See you later, guys.
Ah!
Oh! Not if he dies, though.